Toshiteru Yokoso YouTube, and welcome to this match in round 2 of GDCT, or GamerDuster's commentator tournament. This match is actually fought by me against p1zzaman. My forces were the Mori. I got paired up with the Mori, which is kind of unfortunate. p1zzaman81 was given the Uesugi, so a monk clan. Today we're playing on one of the new maps, which is kind of exciting. It's the Hida Mountains, but it is nighttime and it is raining and it is the winter. And if this was in the daytime, I think we would have had snow. So let me go ahead and actually pause here before the battle starts. You can see that you can barely make out these units, and some of you may be thinking, wow, this is actually hard to watch. Imagine how hard it was to play this battle, and you're going to see several mistakes done by both players. But before things do take a or do start, let me go ahead and sort of explain my strategy and what I was trying to do in this battle. In this battle, I expected my opponent to bring a heavy Uesugi monk contingent. I expected my opponent to bring Uesugi matchlock warrior monks because even though it's rainy, they'll still be able to do a good amount of damage. So I chose to go with a army that is very rush-like. I've got 2 units of Naginata samurai at the front here. Now I've brought these guys because in the rain and with their armor, they are excellent missile soak units. They'll be able to soak missiles very well, very nicely. And I've then supported them with 5 units. 6 units actually of Nodachi samurai, and these guys have 3 experience chevrons each, and this is the meat and the backbone of my army pretty much. At the back here, I've supported my lines with 3 units of Yari Shigaru, cheap throwaway units. I brought these guys to act as a support for my main infantry line and prevent any cavalry from going rampant around my flanks, since my cavalry contingent isn't really that exciting. I've got 2 units of katana cavalry, and the plan was I wanted to charge into my opponent with these guys. They are being supported by a Yari cavalry at the front to absorb other cavalry charges and allow them to even do well in cavalry fights. Over here on the right, I've got 2 units of light cavalry, and again, I brought these guys as a distractive force. They don't really do much in battles, but their speed allows them to hit missile units really well in the rain, because, well, the missile units suffer in the rain, as you guys know or might not know. So these guys make excellent bait and excellent, excellent counters for missile units, and they will do well when charging into warrior monk units in general, if you charge in quickly from the back and run away. Finally, to wrap up my strategy, I've got 2 units of Mori ninjas, and you can see that I've placed them in the extreme edges of the map here. One of them you can't even see on the mini-map. And the reason I've done this is because I wanted to draw my opponent in and then hit him from the side. I was worried that he might outstretch his line across the whole field. That's why I kept this one over there. So it is kind of pulled away from the battle, but this one is quite close. And yeah. Let's go ahead and start out with my opponent, or p1zzaman's army. He's got a unit of Uesugi warrior monks, and they do have 2 experience chevrons. They are at the front of his lines. And then look at this, his army is composed of a very heavily upgraded katana samurai, 4 of them here. And then he's got a regular general staff. I've got a regular general staff as well, because the Mori general isn't that great. Over here he's got 2 units of Yari Shigaru, another katana samurai, and a katana cavalry. Now when I looked at his army, I knew he had some sort of hidden unit somewhere, but more all will come in due time. So my plan now was to exploit this little gap and opening within the shrub, and I'm going to actually start marching my army up here slowly in the rain. There they go, and push my cavalry forward. Now this battle was so huge that you're going to see that my light cav are only really going to move from their position at the beginning of the fight. I am sending them out. First of all, I want to scout the trees on the right here. I want to know if my opponent has any hidden units in this side of the battle, because I'm pretty sure that my main stand is going to be over here. And my plan was, if he did have any hidden units, I'd sort of take this forest, and then wait for his units to approach and then charge downhill. But that didn't really happen the way I wanted it to happen. So there I am running my light cav forward, and I spot something here. I think that was thanks to my ninja, and indeed it is 2 units of Grade Guard supported by 1 unit of Yari Shigaru. And they do have 3 and 2 experience chevrons. It looks like these guys picked up an extra experience chevrons before the battle. You can see here that I've also started to creep up my ninjas slowly, and I realize that they are very far away from the battle, and I am going to activate the stealth round mode, where they can run in stealth. So you can see here that I do pull away my light cavalry. and I will push my my katana cav and yari cav forward. The reason I did this is that I knew that my opponent I was hoping that my opponent would chase my light cav back here, and this would give me time to do this. And this is actually going to be an assault at this unit over here, bringing them down to a very, very low number here, down to 90 units. And now I'm going to pull my cavalry out of there. And the reason I decided to charge into this vicinity is because there was only one unit of warrior monks supporting this infantry, and I knew that my cav would be able to really do a lot of damage. So you can see here that the Great Guard are coming very close to my light cav, who are now gone and positioned on the other side of the battle. I do have some Yari Ashigaru in the vicinity, and since it is raining and it is really difficult to see what type of units I have and what type of units my opponent has, it was very important to rely on memory and know what sort of units my opponent had. And it was similar for my opponent too. So you can see here that I have charged into this katana unit. I decided to keep my units bogged down here because I do have katana cavalry, and at this point my units have weakened these units quite well. When it comes a unit of warrior monks, I think I won't see this. No, I do actually. I'm going to pull them out. And you can see here at my main body, nothing really is happening. These two units of Great Guard are now going to try to rejoin the forces of my opponent, and you can see now that I've activated Stealth Run on these ninjas as well as the ninjas on the other side of the battlefield, and this was the opportune moment to strike on one of my opponent's sides. You can see here that my opponent is sending a katana cav to deal with my own katana cav and my yari cav. I'm going to let them actually wait here, and I'm going to let this engagement solve itself out, because I know my units will take casualties but will be able to win against my opponent. You can see here that my opponent does attempt a charge at my right flank. He does a good charge against this Nodachi Samurai unit, bringing it down to 80 men, but and looks like he's trying to distract me here. At the same time, I am pushing my infantry forward, and you can see here that my light cav are completely forgotten now. I completely left them there, completely forgot about them, and you can see I'm busy rearranging my Yari Ashigaru, and I activate Banzai in time, and I will hit this Katana Samurai, and here comes my ninja unit, perfect timing, and they are going to throw their bombs at this unit here, and that is going to do more damage to me than it did to my opponent, but it's going to shatter that unit quickly, which was what I was looking for. Another charge here by this Great Guard unit, and it is going to charge right into my Nodachis. They didn't get a very good charge, so I was happy here. You can see that my cavalry is indeed victorious on this side. My Kisho ninja on this side is still sneaking through the trees. He is long distance away from the fight, and you can see here that because the battle was so fast-paced, my opponent just leaves these light cav untouched, and he's going to try and push forward here. You can see that I've got spear units sort of like spread out across, because I don't want my opponent to be able to exploit me on any side. And you can see now I am covering up with my Yari Ashigaru, and I'm actually going to turn around here, and I do hit spear wall in time, so this unit of Great Guard does get a good charge on me, but they're now going to get absolutely destroyed by this Yari Ashigaru line. At the same time as the thunder strikes in the horizon, my units here, my cav units, I threw them at my opponent to basically disorient him and disallow him to face my line, because his infantry here is composed of a lot of spear units, and if he forms a very strong front, my hurt Nodachi Samurai are going to be in trouble. So I'm going to actually engage his forces now, as they are not ready to take my attack. You can see over here that my Yari Ashigaru are indeed successful. I do have some Naginata Samurai as well in the vicinity, and you can see now I'm running my general back here, and I'm going to intercept my opponent's cav yet again here. And these are crucial moves, because these units are very deadly. You can see here that he is bringing his general into the fray, but at this point in the battle, my units are starting to win the fight. And look at this, another very crucial moment. My ninjas are going to arrive just in time yet again, and they're going to do what I brought them for. They're just going to pummel these guys from the back, and I did use the flaming air, the flash bombs to weaken my opponent's morale, and you can see that as having a good effect. I'm going to attack and hopefully be able to surround this body here. My general is still alive at this point. He is actually down to 29 men, and you can see that I'm running him around here and trying to avoid my opponent's cavalry. He does have a Great Guard here and another one there, but they are hurt. And you can see now that with my ninjas firing into the fight, it is becoming increasingly my way. It's increasingly going to my way. And you can see here that I absolutely completely crushed this side of the battlefield as well. And with that in mind, I'm going to put my attention back here, which is the last unit of p1zzaman. and this is a katana hero unit that he just left in the trees. And you can see that I forgot my Yari Eshigara in spear roll mode, but as I said, this was a quick battle. And look at this, now my light cavalry are going to decide that, hey, you know, we should probably join the battle. I completely forgot about these guys, but they're going to come now with the rest of my army. And you can see that my army is still kind of intact. I did take a lot of losses in my infantry department. My cavalry is pretty much completely gone. But everything worked to the plan. My units were did what they're supposed to do. The ninjas, well, their positioning was good. I think their timing was good, but their accuracy wasn't really great. And I did hit a lot of my own men, but they did do their job in terms of shattering my opponent's morale. That was why I brought them, because I knew that I needed a surprise factor to play against a strong clan like the Uesugi and beat them with the Mori. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that commentary. Check out p1zzaman. I've got links in the description for his channel. I will put up his commentary as well down there, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. For more, remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.